Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. You already know who it is. Targeted individual, CJBK. Oh, I just missed the bus. Yo, that thing be running way too early, man. It's not supposed to leave the train station till about 3:40, but it's already running. Dang. Anyway, well, I guess I'm gonna just start walking. Well, I'm already walking, but yeah. So sorry. When I'm walking down this path, I could see the bus pass by. The bus I need to take to get to the train station. And that's probably the most annoying part about it all is, see the bus that you need pass by and you know it's not going to come back for another 20 minutes. So it's like instead of waiting 20 minutes for the bus to come back, I might as well just go ahead and start walking, because it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes just to get to the train station. But anyway, a few things. So yesterday was kind of a trying day because one, I didn't really get much sleep the night before. I probably went to sleep somewhere around, what was it, Sunday, I probably went to sleep around 12:50 or something like that. And that's on me, knowing my alarm's gonna go off at 2:30 in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But then, going through it with, the frequencies and, being radiated in my home and whatnot, my body was just tired. I did the anti-nanobot video. I'm trying to get into the habit of doing that every day, but so like I'll be in the shower and I'll have like my laptop or my phone near the shower and I'm playing the video. So basically what's supposed to be happening is while you're listening to the video, the tones and the sounds from the video, it's supposed to be disengaging the nanobots from your your cells and from the cells or neurons in your body and stuff like that. So then you can so that they can basically leave the body. I guess maybe through the pores. I'm not sure exactly how they're leaving, but a lot of people who've been sticking to a lot of people who have been sticking to the instructions by the maker of the video, they claim that over time they felt a lot of relief. And I know like if I do it consistently for like a few days straight, it's like, okay, I am starting to feel notice a difference, because remember, we're constantly being sprayed every day. Every single day we're constantly being sprayed. Just looking up in the sky. I mean, right now we just had like some storm clouds go by, so I can't really see anything. But the air is dense. You can feel the density in the air, not humidity, but there's a denseness. Like the air just it tastes thick. Like it feels thick. You stick your hand straight out and you slowly turn your hands to the left and the right, like you just rotate. Like you can literally just hold your hand out and just turn it left and right, and you will feel this dense energy going over the top, the most outer layer of your skin. And remember, your body emits an electromagnetic field. So even your body is own aura or electromagnetic field will actually pick up on the energy that's in the air, positive and negative. So, but right now we're living in a digitalized, bubble of synthetic energy that actually causes more harm to the body than anything. The transhumans are being shaped genetically and internally in all ways and facets to basically be able to survive the influx of energy that's, being pumped into the or pumped onto the earth. And there's a reason why so many people, especially young people, are like having all of these odd, ailments and health things that's happening to them, and they're supposed to be young, healthy, sprawling, even people who are like the most healthiest individuals, like people who are like vegetarians and they exercise, or people who are avid health enthusiasts and whatnot, but yet they're still getting sick. And no one, well, I can't say no one, because the people who are talking about electromagnetic radiation, they're being basically silenced in a sense. And every naturalist or herbalist who is talking about, how to use natural things from the earth, that is grown from the earth, things that, God tells us everything that we need for our health and longevity, at least while we're in these bodies, will come from the earth. All of the corporations and the military and everyone, they don't want us to know that we can be self-sufficient. They want us to be dependent and basically, slaves to, big pharma and things like that. But anyway, that's not what this video is supposed to be about. They got a lot of energy focused on my chest. I could feel it from my solar plexus all the way up to like right about here. So it's basically like having a large light of energy particles focused on my whole thoracic area, right? But when you learn about how to, why is it so, damn, I don't know how much I missed, but I'm gonna just sum it all up, because every time I try to record, something happens. So basically what I was saying is, you use your hands are healing instruments. Your hands are healing instruments, and they were meant to be like that. Because everything we truly need to help heal ourselves will either come from the earth or come from within us. God gave us the ability to heal ourselves and to use things from the earth to heal our bodies. But there's so many entities in this world who do not want us to be self-sufficient, who do not want us to not be dependent on them, And then the worst part is, the people who are primarily and truly behind, the whole idea of greed, control, and all these other things, they're using people that they had oppressed already. It's the most amazing thing to acknowledge. Is like, imagine during the Cold War experiments that were conducted between 1944 and 1974, all of those people who were experimented on with radiation and everything by our government, the U.S. government, all of those descendants have now, at some point, become gang stalkers, right? They have joined the so-called secret society, and now they probably don't even realize that they are the descendants of the same people who were being radiated against. and now they're actually helping the oppressors oppress people who were already oppressed for generations. It's mind-blowing, and I'm getting chills when I say that. So that's how I know I'm telling the truth. I feel like God is moving through me, and I don't want to forget what I originally wanted to make this video about. So, but it's amazing because, okay, as a black man in America, I have seen all different types and faces of black in America. And you know, the one thing that I seem to, I don't know, it's getting harder and harder for me to be all like I love black people. I love black people, you know, but I don't like ignorance. I don't like unnecessary aggression. I don't like, you know, immorality. I just believe in right and wrong. Now, I know if that I'm doing something wrong because I chose to do something wrong. I'm not giving a pass to the fact that I'm doing something wrong, but I'm not gonna actually I'm not gonna try to find ways to make it seem like it's normal to just do something wrong, you know. And that's what's happening. That's what's wrong with, you know, our society now is people are being conditioned. You know, it's like people are being conditioned to enjoy doing wrong things. How do you condition your mind? How do you condition other people to want to actively do things that they know is wrong? You know, well, I guess when you think about it, if you have oppressed somebody long enough, and they're struggling or whatever, and then here you come as a devil's advocate, well, I see you're having some problems. You know, you're down on your luck. You don't really have much. You're sitting around and you're trying to get these things, and you see everybody obtaining all these things, and you're just like, man, how could I get my hands on that? Well, I tell you what, if you do this, I'm going to give you this. But you can't tell nobody that I'm giving you this, and I'm trying to offer you an opportunity to get the things that you want. All you gotta do is do what I tell you to do and don't say anything. And it's like, that's exactly what this is. You know, it's literally the devil's advocate. You know, if you ever seen the movie with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino, it's literally this. It's literally that. You know? So, now, what I originally wanted to make this video about was photobiomodulation, right? Now, y'all have heard me mention this along the line, mention this many times about that it's a near infrared light that's basically beamed down, whether it's from drones or satellites. I preferably believe it could be satellites that are covering an area of space. You know, satellites can beam light down onto a landmass, basically projecting a light, right? Now, based on whoever is controlling that satellite, they can also maybe possibly install some type of program or have some type of program associated with that satellite to be able to use its hardware or program the hardware so that, you know, just like how when the military use satellites to, you know, track a device or track a vehicle or even a person, because, you know, we're talking about electromagnetic warfare, and I read those documents. You know, they're basically creating lock-on systems for just about every single person and every single device that's in this country, right? Now, the part that gets me is, okay, why you gotta give the same weapons to the same people who are causing most of the destruction in this world? And then that scared the shit out of me for a second. I ain't even gonna lie, it's mad late for that. Yeah, that's just mad unnecessary. But hey, we live in New York City, so damn. So like right now, they're basically sending a lot of frequencies up the top part of my spine and it goes up to the head, and then it kind of like has like this effect against the muscles of the neck. And what I'm doing, basically, I'm taking my fingers and I place it against the top end of the neck. And what I'm doing with my fingers is I'm creating like a magnetic pull. So as the frequencies are trying to travel up the spine, I'm trying to cut it off, at the base of the skull. And then I pull away, and I feel the frequencies basically kind of like they attach themselves to the fingers, and then after a while they kind of wrap around them. Now, there's something interesting about this Catholic church here. Well, I'm sure it was originally a Catholic church, but every time when I stick my hand right over this church, like just right over the grass here, it feels like the energy, like their energy, that synthetic, harmful energy, it feels like it's trying to peel off my body. That's what it feels like. Maybe this might actually be truly hollow ground, but I know this for one thing though. If Armageddon is coming, I'm coming here. When Armageddon truly happens, I'm coming here, because and then as soon as I get away from it, that feeling goes away. It's strange. It's so strange, but it's like I can actually understand why it works that way. It's like you gotta remember, we are spiritual beings outside of this physical world. Our flesh bodies. We're spiritual beings. We're energy beings, and there are such things as hallowed ground. Not every church is hollow ground. I'll say that. Not every church is hollow ground. But yeah. So I'm basically like realizing that photobiomodulation, right? Let me just get back to that, because right now I feel like my memory is being affected in a sense, because there's, like, when you think about it, there's two points. There's two sides of your memory processing, right? Your memory cortex, right? You got one on one side, and then you got another one on this side, and they basically have frequencies, or a light. They have lights that are pinpointed and focused. They're locked onto your memory cortex. That's where they basically extract memories, or they can change the nodes and the way that the neurons fire when you're trying to remember things and whatnot. You can feel it. You could literally take two fingers and you can pinch that light, and you can feel the pulse of the frequency go in between your fingers. Fix You Plate still open? Hold on, let me swipe myself into the train. 17 minutes, damn. That's why I hate when I miss the bus. So it's like, you see why I hate missing the bus, right? Because if I miss that bus, then it's like I not only gotta wait for another bus if I decide to wait, I also gotta wait for another train. But but luckily for me, I ain't gonna say I'm a great employee. I say I'm a good employee. So they don't, like, I haven't been sent home for being late and all in a very, very, very long time. So, because they do that, like if you come in, like, let's say if you come in like more than 40, 50 minutes late, something like that, and you don't let management know, if it's not that busy, they'll just send you home. But, alright. See, and then it just be so many people on the train. I'll be wanting to have my talk with you guys without it being so many people on the train. God, look, there's a lot of people up this morning. All right, let me find my spot. Gang starters. All right, this is the better cart. There's only one person at the other end. All right. So, photobiomodulation. I'm gonna try to see if I can speed this up because I know I always talk about how I want to like make shorter videos and get to the point, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes people want to actually feel the realness rather than just like I don't know. It just feels more natural to make it feel like it's a conversation. But anyway, it's basically taking a near-infrared light that can pass not just through the skin, but also through bone and through other tissue to cause an effect or change in how something functions and basically at a cellular level. Satellites are all built with this capability. That's how satellites transmit, information from deep space. That's how they transmit information from one country connects to the satellite to another. It's all light-based. It's light-based transmission of data, and the light is then converted. The light data is then converted into I guess when it connects to the brain receives it as like an electrical message or a response, or the brain receives it as like an electrical message or something like that, and that's pretty much it. So it's like, okay, I was they attack my sciatic nerve a lot. And sciatic nerve is usually like it's on like it's near the lumbar, but it's kind of more to the left side. I believe it's only to the left side. It might be one on the right. I'm not exactly sure. And what they do is they basically take that light, right, and then they move it over the sciatic nerve, and they basically cause like he was quiet when I got on the train, right? Then all of a sudden now he's making all this noise. Anyway, he's probably being controlled by somebody, who knows. But he was quiet when I walked in the car, remember? So, what am I trying to say? So yeah, they basically highlight over the nerve, they lock onto that nerve, and then they cause cellular changes in that nerve to make it feel like it's being pressed. And then that's when I start to feel that discomfort. Like, yeah! See? You're a fucking ballsucker! You see? That's how you know that person's being controlled. Anyway, what am I lying about? How can they hear me all the way over here at that time? People are being used like remote control cars or like robots. Well, when you think about it, it's like the movie Possessor, right? Or it's like those movies where you basically can take possession of a person and you're listening and watching everything, and you're listening and you're listening. He said we're fucked, right? So we're listening. Yo, you see, I can't make this up. You hear what I'm talking about, right? And then what he's saying, right? You see? Anyway, because he was quiet when I first got on this train, right? And you can tell I'm not speaking that loud. Anyway, so, yeah, basically people's bodies are being taken control of against their will, and then now, they're basically being used like secret informants and assassins and whatnot, you know. And it's and excuse my language, but it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like there are people in this world who will they'll gladly join programs like this. You don't need to do it against their will or their consent. They'll gladly do it. They'll sign whatever paper that they need to. And as long as they get paid, they'll do it. Why they gotta do it against people's will? Why you gotta do it against people's consent? You know, it's like, you know, and then I woke up this morning and I was feeling them, you know, attacking my sciatic nerve. So I took my stack of my new stack of neodymium magnets, and I was just basically, I was holding them in my hand, right? And I was trying to basically find the exact spot, because I noticed when I take my magnets and I move it over the spot where I'm feeling attacked, I can eventually find like a specific point or angle where I hold the magnets at and I no longer feel the pain. But then when I remove the magnet from that area, I feel the pain again. So then when I put the magnet, and it's not necessarily on my body, like I'm not putting the magnets to my body. It's like I kind of like move the magnet like within like, you know, 3 inches or so from my body, or an inch or whatever, and I'm just like slowly, very very slowly moving the magnet over the area. And then once I have the magnet in a specific spot, that's when I no longer feel pain, right? And then as I no longer feel pain, I then try to pull away from the body and follow that light. It's almost like I'm creating like a tracking, like I'm tracking the light or backtracking the light to its source. Now the thing that I'm also realizing is that source, every time I backtrack it, it always goes up. It always goes up, but then at the same time, it always seems like every single frequency that they would have attached to my body, it all goes to one main point. It always goes to one main point, and it's always at an angle, kind of like that. Like even me doing this with my hand like this, I can literally feel like as if there is something coming from here, and it's coming down like this, and then it kind of branches out. So, and then let me see. as you can see, every time I backtrack it, every time I try to track where that energy source is coming from, it always leads me to it either leads me to or in the direction of one of the 3 Sirius satellites. But those Sirius satellites are supposed to be, decommissioned or not operational. They're supposed to be in the graveyard orbit. But for whatever reason, every time I track this light energy, it seems to pull me in those directions. Looks like the train's about to start moving out. But anyway, yeah, so we're basically dealing with people who are already oppressed, and they're being given an opportunity to, I guess, economically keep up with the rest of the world to some degree. All they have to do is oppress the stronger versions of themselves. Because when you think about it, those of us, because we're all oppressed, but we're basically the ones who aren't easily manipulated into engaging in, I guess, acts of violence or acts of, greed and things of that sort. We're all in the same boat, but yet we're the ones who are strong enough to actually resist the urge to give in to doing messed up things to other people just so that we can get what we want. So what the Satanists and Luciferians and all of them are doing, we need to get rid of those who are actually resisting everything that we're trying to do. So that's where we come in, the empowered targeted individuals. Because we're empowered to resist the things that are put into this world to make our lives harder, they're coming after us because we actually are strong enough to resist the temptations of the world. That is why it seemed like gang stalkers, it's so many of them, because they're not strong enough to resist against the temptation of, getting money or having access to resources so that they can basically live the life that they deserve to live. It's all psychological. Well, it's not all psychological. It's the trifecta: psychological, technological, and it's spiritual. It's all 3. A lot of TIs are out here talking about it's not technological or it's not psychological, it's not spiritual. No, it's all 3. All of you who are saying it's one thing, no, it's all 3. You just haven't put it all together yet. It's all 3. The psychological part is to break you down mentally. The technological part is to break you down physically. The spiritual part is the intent behind the first 2 mentioned. The intention to cause harm to someone is literally the influence of a spiritual energy or an energy that is not of this world to encourage or to basically, and as I'm saying it, they're attacking my throat right here. There's a frequency attacking me right here as I'm saying this. The spiritual is the intent. It's the intent to want to cause harm to somebody. Like I said, photobiomodulation. You can look it up and think about it like this. Whatever you find on photobiomodulation, whether it's about healing people with depression or healing people with, ADHD, or if it's about, healing people with, pains and ailments and things of that sort, all you gotta do is think the opposite. Remember, Lucifer is the master of deception and the master of, manipulation. Everything that Lucifer does is flip. He flips the truth. Everything that's supposed to be good for us, he flips it. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna end it here because I don't want to be killing my battery. I haven't got my portable yet, so I'm still like hustling to make sure my phone stay juiced up so I can work. I haven't been able to grind like I want to because, you know, of how I have to be able to charge my phone or whatnot. You know, everybody's like, you know, just buy another charging cord, and it's like that's if you knew what I knew, all they would do is short circuit the next cord I buy. So I bought an iWalk charger, a portable charger. It's a charge only device, and so there's no data being transmitted through it. Now, what they still can do, they still can, you know, mess with the electrical circuitry of the device, especially if I plug it into the wall. If I plug it into the wall, they can basically cause a power surge to, you know, basically fry the inner, you know, parts of the device. But at least I already have a recording of what it looks like when they are interfering with the device's charging process. So, and then I sent that video to the maker, so that if it happens to this one and I record it again, then I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens from that. Because hey, I could always just take the video to social media like I do most things, and I mean. We'll see what happens after that. Usually, a lot of things happen when stuff goes viral, or when a company realizes that, you know, someone's putting up bad reviews about, you know, their product, and then other people are catching wind of it and they're actually believing it. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. On that note, as always, take life one breath. One step, well, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.